Hello, everyone. Just waiting for people to join in on the live, and then we can start. All right. Hello. Thanks for joining the live. I'm going to be discussing about breastfeeding your baby, positioning and attaching, to be more precise. Thank you for joining the live. If you have any questions as we go along, please do say. Just ask the questions. I'll be more than happy to answer for you. So basically, my name is Gifty. In introduction first, my name is Gifty. I'm a midwife based in the UK, and I'm still a practicing midwife. I work predominantly in the community where I support women with breastfeeding. I see pregnant women in clinics, and I also see women postnatally after they've had their babies, and that's where I use a lot of breastfeeding skills to support them in achieving their hopes and dreams of breastfeeding their baby, whether partially or absolutely exclusive breastfeeding. So this is what I do professionally, and I am very happy to do a first live. I've had my channel for some time now, but I haven't actually been very active on it in the past few years. But I am trying to reopen it back up again and get people the information that they need. So thank you so much for joining me on this live. It is my first live on YouTube. So thank you so much. I'm going to start off by just discussing what breastfeeding is. Of course, everybody knows breastfeeding is to feed your baby through your breast. However, it's very, very difficult sometimes as well for especially new mums, and even sometimes experienced mums also find it difficult to breastfeed because, of course, all babies are different. So if you have a first baby, it may go really well, and then the next baby could be quite difficult because that baby's different. Or you could have a very difficult, challenging first time with your breastfeeding your first baby, and then your subsequent babies will be much easier because you're more experienced, you have more knowledge from the first time, and therefore you're a bit more relaxed and you're happy to try new things. But whatever the situation may be, what is advised is that you don't have to, get it in your head that you have to breastfeed. It is something that you want to do. Of course, all the benefits and all the research shows the benefit to mum, benefit to baby from breastfeeding. And in the UK anyway, we try to support women once they've had their babies, or even before they've had their babies. We do educational information about breastfeeding, how to position, how to latch, and things like that. So this video or this live is mainly going to be showing you, hopefully, if you haven't already had your baby, then this will be really beneficial so that you are knowledged or you are clued up before your baby comes. And this might help you to get through the first few days or so. And if you've already got a baby and you are breastfeeding, hopefully you've got a good start and you're doing great, but you may also learn something new here. Or if you have any questions and you want to ask because you're already doing breastfeeding, then I'm happy to answer that as well. To begin with, I've got two dolls here today to demonstrate with you. I've got a smaller baby and slightly one larger baby. So yeah, they're much, very big difference. And I will explain why I've got two of them, because of course, like I said, all babies are different, and some are born much smaller and some are born much larger, but feeding them is exactly the same. You as a mother, you don't know what the next baby is like from your next door neighbor to what you have. All you're doing is your baby. So I'm going to concentrate on both babies, doing one smaller baby and one larger baby. It does make a difference in positioning your baby based or depending on how big your baby is, because sometimes if a baby's smaller, you might feel a bit more fragile, you might feel a bit more uncomfortable thinking you can't do a certain position, or you're gonna, harm the baby, or you might not feel so confident. Whereas if your baby's bigger, that might give you more encouragement to say, okay, I can do this. But also be much bigger, you're going to be having concerns like, am I going to be able to hold the baby well? Am I doing it right? And all sorts of questions like that. I do also have two different breasts. So I've got a bit larger one and another smaller version one. And of course, as you can see, there's a difference in these knitted breast here. One is a much bigger, larger, pronounced nipple, and one with a much slightly flatter nipple, as you can see. However, no matter what your breast or your nipples are like, you can still breastfeed your baby if you want to, if you choose to do so. I'm going to start off with the larger breast, knitted breast with the smaller baby, and just going to show you. So normally your go-to breastfeeding position initially is your cradle hold. Okay, this is where you have your baby in your arms like this, breast here, and you're going to try and feed the baby with your breast going to the baby. Okay, this can be really, really common for women to do because it feels so much more natural, and they feel like, yep, I've got the baby, I can hold the breast and give it to the baby, because is the most natural way, is the most version of how you see babies being breastfed, whether in videos, in pictures, in movies, everywhere people are holding baby like this and with the breast like that. Okay, however, position your baby in this way, it can be comfortable for a lot of women, but some people will find it very, very difficult, and it'll be quite sore on the nipple. Okay, the reason why this will be quite hard, especially for first-time mums, if you're going to breastfeed your baby and go in this position, you are going to be having baby's position, baby's latch. It can start off and it can be quite incorrect, okay? And it will be quite sore and painful on your nipples. So when you are going to breastfeed your baby, the way we tell you to position your baby in a cradle hold is exactly as it is now. Just go down a little bit. It's exactly as I'm holding. This arm, however, we will switch it around. So instead of your arm holding the baby around here, we will ask you to move the opposite hand to where the breast is to support the back of the baby's neck. Now remember, your baby's head need to be able to do back and forth like this. Okay, so when you are positioning the baby for cradle hold, please don't hold the baby's occiput here, the back of baby's head, because if baby is, full or have had enough feed, they should be able to just come off the breast by themselves. Okay, they will not just stay there. And if they feel restricted, when you do this, they feel quite restricted. It's like somebody holding the back of your head and asking you to eat. So you're going to feel really restricted and you're going to fight back, or you're going to feel like I need to get away. So please do not cover the back of baby's head. Always you're supporting the baby's neck, the back of the baby's neck. So as my hand is like that. And you're going to also then make sure that your baby's position is directly in line with your breast, and baby is tummy to tummy with you. So we don't want you to try and feed your baby and hold your baby like this, where baby's tummy is looking up and baby's head is tilting to the breast. Okay, this is going to make it very difficult for your baby to swallow once they suck in the breast milk. So that's equivalent to you doing this, drinking water and trying to swallow. It's very difficult for you to swallow when your head is turned to the side, when you need to swallow going down. So you need to be facing like this. You drink water, it goes down. When you finish, you do this, okay? So your baby needs to be able to do this reflex, which means that tummy of your baby doesn't need to be up like this. It needs to be opposite to you, like that, okay? So you're going to support baby's neck and you're going to have the breast coming this way. So with this hand that's supporting the baby's back of the neck, you're going to have the opposite, the other hand where baby's feeding from, to support the breast. Now, when you are supporting the breast, you're not going to hold too close to the areola area of your breast. Instead, you're going to have a thumb a little bit further back and this finger here much lower, okay? Your baby is going to come like this way. What you need to do is get your baby to go onto your breast rather than you coming to the baby with your breast, if that makes sense. So baby comes to you. You do not go to your baby, because when you go to your baby, a lot is going to happen that you're going to put your breast into baby's mouth and then you're going to be stuck in a position that's not very conducive to a long time feeding. All right. So you need to get the baby to come to you so that if the position is not right, you can move the baby rather than yourself. Okay. So you are going to position your fingers like this. Your baby is now tummy to tummy with you, coming towards the nipple, okay? Now, your baby's chin must lead into the breast, okay? So when your baby's going in forward to the breast, their chin must touch the breast before their mouth goes to the nipple, okay? So when your baby's coming in, you wait for your baby's mouth to open wide and you're going to quickly put baby onto the breast. All right. So when baby's mouth is wide open is when you take the baby to the breast. This I call a shove. Okay, is a real shove. You have to take the baby to the breast and shove onto the nipple. But the reason why you are shoving is because once baby's mouth opens, it doesn't open for very long before they close it up again. So you're waiting for baby's mouth to go like this, like they're about to bite into a big burger. And as soon as the mouth opens wide, you're going to shove the baby to the breast. Okay. Now, when you do that, your nipple is going to go most furthest into the baby's mouth, which will make it less painful for you, because if your nipple is just at the tip of baby's mouth and baby doesn't get a good deep latch, your baby is going to try and correct it. And what he or she is going to do is to try and suck, okay, to move the nipple to the furthest in their mouth, which is where their soft palate is. So the front of the baby's mouth, just behind their gums, is their hard palate. This hard palate is new, is very rough, is very, very hard, and is very, very tough, because your nipple is soft, baby's tongue is also soft. You need something hard to help rub it together to move the nipple to the roof of baby's mouth. So this is where you want to try and aim your nipple to be, not just in front of the baby's mouth, because if that happens, your baby's going to really hurt you. And as often as babies feed, as a newborn, they feed very often. They could feed, every hour, every 2 hours, especially during the night. Your baby will feed very regularly because, they're programmed to feed more at night so that you can have a lot more milk production, okay, during the day. So when you wait for your baby's mouth to open wide, as soon as their mouth open wide, you go shove, okay? When you shove and baby's there, baby's going to suck really quickly, like okay, really quick, because they need to try and move the nipple to the roof of their mouth, the soft palate, so you're not in pain. As soon as he stops to suck that quickly, the baby will start to suck slower and go. So from the beginning where they go to, you hear it, okay? And that's when you want to try and see if you can let go of your breast, okay? This hand is always going to be your free hand. You have to have a free hand. Don't take this hand away and then bring it down here, although you can do, but as a newborn, they cannot support their own necks, okay? So you need to hold this position. So this will have to be your free hand that you can use to maybe drink some water. You can use it to maybe answer a call, change the TV channel, things like that, because you need to look after yourself as well. So always make sure that you do have a free hand. So let's say now you've waited where baby's mouth is open wide. As soon as you see the wide open mouth, you're going to shove the baby onto the breast. You hold in with this hand, okay? Sometimes when you do this, baby's nose will be pressing against your breast. Don't worry about it for a second, because as soon as baby stops doing their fast rhythmic sucks and they start to suck slowly, you can do something that will help the baby to get a good breathing, okay? Please don't do this technique where you're going to do that to move your breast from the baby's nose. Don't do that, because when you do this, you're going to move the nipple in baby's mouth and it's going to dislodge, and the baby will be hurting you again. So instead of doing that, to move the nose, what you're going to do is that you're going to tuck in this arm and squeeze the baby towards you. So I will show it again to the side. So baby's nose will be covered like this. When you get your arm and squeeze the baby towards you, it does that. Do you see? The nose will lift so that the baby's then detached from the nose and baby can breathe fine. Babies can hold their breath for a few seconds when they're breastfeeding, just for this purpose. So again, you're going to position your baby tummy to tummy with you. You're going to hold your breast. The side where you're feeding from, that hand is going to support the breast, okay? And remember not to be too close to the nipple or the areola. You go further back. You wait for your baby's mouth to wide open, and you're going to shove the baby onto the breast. Once you shove, baby's nose might be too close to your breast and you might think, oh, baby can't breathe. Don't do this to move the breast from the nose. Instead, you're going to come round the baby's body and you're going to press on baby's body like this, and this will tilt the nose upwards and move baby's nose from your breast, okay? And baby will be able to feed and breathe and do everything okay. Now, once baby's on and you can see that baby's latched, you're going to then listen out for the sounds of baby feeding, okay? If your baby is latched on and baby's sucking like this, they're sucking, but their cheeks are dipping inwards. So you are having baby that's feeding, and then they're having like this sort of hole. It means that the baby hasn't got a good latch. So you may also feel a lot of pain at this point, because if baby's doing that, that means there's a lot of space in the baby's mouth that your your breast tissue, the areola side, could go and fill. Okay, so if baby is sucking and you're getting this dimpling in the cheek like that, detach your baby. Okay, take the baby off again. Don't worry about it, because when you take baby off, all it's going to do is that it's going to hopefully make baby more alert, and that's what you want. Newborn babies sleep a lot at the breast, and it's very frustrating sometimes. So if your baby is not latched well, don't deal with the pain and don't say, oh, at least they're feeding, because if they get in this hollowing when they're sucking, it means that they haven't got a good latch. So they're not going to be getting enough breast milk when they suck. And as a baby, they take a lot of effort to feed on the breast, okay? Breast is very different to feeding the baby on a bottle. So it's much harder work for the baby to feed on your breast than the bottle. So you want to try and make sure that they're getting enough milk for the effort that they're putting out. So if the baby is dimpling when they suck, take the baby off. Don't leave the baby there, because it's going to cause you a lot of pain as well. And to take your baby off the breast when they're on, you're going to take a finger, either this one or this one, just put it to the side of the breast like this, and you're going to either press against you off the baby, or you're going to put towards baby's mouth and you're going to detach baby off with your finger, okay? So don't take the baby off the breast by just pulling the baby away. This is going to be very sore because baby's latches are quite strong. So as you're pulling them off, they're trying to suck back on. So it will be quite painful. So always use a finger to detach your baby, either this way or you're going to take baby off you like that, okay? And then you're going to position again. So if you're in pain when baby's sucking and you're in pain, your eyes are closed, you're curling your toes, you're like almost crying, that's not feeding. It's not effective feeding, okay? Because if you're in pain, it means that the baby's not got a good latch. Good latch means that they haven't got a good seal and a good fill of the breast tissue in their mouths, okay? So they're not going to be getting enough milk for the effort that they're putting out to suck in the first place. So again, you come back, hold baby, tummy to tummy with you, arm on the baby, and you're going to wait for baby to open wide mouth and you're going to shove the baby onto the breast, okay? And then you're going to hold this position, come round to baby's body and squeeze towards you to move the nose off the breast if baby's nose is, pressing against your breast, okay? Don't be afraid of doing that. And you're just going to squeeze baby around you and you're going to hold the baby in that position. This hand again is your free hand, or if you like, you can put it here to support you, okay? Now, the other position that you can also do for breastfeeding your newborn is what we call the rugby hold. Okay, so rugby hold is a really good position for mothers who've had cesarean sections and they're not able to hold the baby across their bodies like this, and therefore they need the baby away from them, but still be able to breastfeed, okay? So rugby hold, this is your baby. So this is a cradle hold, okay? This is a rugby hold. Rugby hold, we want your baby's body to be right round you like this, okay? Again, you're going to support the back of the baby's head. Baby's round you like this. I'm going to use the smaller breast to show you in this position. Your breast is here. Baby's coming from the side of you. Now remember, baby can move round like this, okay? So you don't need to move yourself to take the breast round to get to the baby's mouth. You have to move the baby, not moving you, because if you move you, you're going to be in some really awkward positions, which can cause you a lot of pain later on. So bring the baby around you. What you could do to support the baby and yourself is to make sure the baby is lying on top of pillows. And then you're going to have the support of the pillows to help you with the baby, okay? So bring baby to the side. Breast is facing as it is. You don't move it. You don't turn it. You don't do anything. Reason why you're holding the breast is just to position, to hold, and you're going to wait and see if baby's mouth is open wide enough, okay? If baby's mouth is doing this kind of thing, don't try to latch the baby. Okay, what you can do then is to try and touch the baby, stimulate the baby, take off clothes, take off the vest, as long as the room is nice and warm, take baby's clothing off and just leave the nappy and the vest, okay? So that baby will be feeling a bit uncomfortable and a little bit of air around that will help the baby to stay awake. Like I said, newborns sleep a lot, especially at the breast. It's very comforting for them. So they will fall asleep as soon as they go on. But you want them to try and feed when they've latched, okay? So rugby hold, baby's body is mostly at the back here. Your breast is here, facing forward. You're going to move the baby forward to latch, okay? So again, you're waiting for baby's mouth to open wide. As soon as baby's mouth is open wide, you're going to shove the baby on. And you're going to keep hold of the breast and hold the baby. This position is great if you've had a cesarean section, okay? Because this area here is now free and you don't have anything restricting, touching, or pressing against your wound. And that can be quite relieving for you. So rugby hold is very, very good. It can also be very good position for women with really larger breasts. So if you have a much bigger breast and your nipple is not straight, like facing forwards, but otherwise facing down like this, right? So rugby hold, your baby's going like this, but you can also bring baby underneath the breast, okay? for baby to open wide, and you're going to shove baby on. You don't need to lift your breast in order to make it position higher up, because baby can move, okay? Don't ever feel like you have to move. You don't have to move. Your breast doesn't have to move. It stays where it is. If your nipple is facing downwards, it's okay. Okay, baby can move and go under and plug on. You don't need to move your breast, because this can be quite sore, especially if it's, let's say, for example, you've had a baby, now you've got from what, day 1, day 2, day 3, and on day 5, your milk is now come through. You've gone from maybe a C cup to now a D or double D cup. So it's going to be very sore. It's going to be very tender, and you will not want to be moving it about, okay? And don't let that be a thing to stop you from breastfeeding. I will give you a tip to help you with the pain when your milk is coming in, a natural way of helping yourself without having to take any painkillers if you don't want to do that, or without having to take any, a lot of women do not want to take any painkillers when they're breastfeeding. They're worried it's going to affect, or it's going to go through to the baby. But again, that's something else. But I will tell you a natural remedy to help you with that soreness. But as I was saying, if you've got larger breasts where the nipple points down, just move the baby to face down. The key to wherever your nipple is facing is that baby needs to be directly opposite, okay? If your nipple is facing down, don't let baby's head to be, tummy is up here and the baby's head turning to face. Don't do that, because that's just going to make your baby very, very difficult to swallow once they've got your milk. So wherever the nipple is facing downwards, baby comes from down. You wait for baby's mouth to open, and you're going to shove the baby on. Okay. Another thing to help women with the bigger breast or much larger breast, to help instead of you lifting the breast, is if you were to fold yourself like a muslin cloth, a little bit, bigger than the smaller one for the mouth and things like that. But so get like a blanket or a towel, fold the towel or a muslin cloth, a thicker one, and put it underneath the breast. Okay. This stays in place, keeping the breast where you want it to be, because sometimes the breast can be quite large. You're not going to be able to hold the whole time baby's trying to latch, or you might feel uncomfortable, or it would just get a little bit too stressful, too much things to do, trying to position the baby the right way, trying to support yourself, and then trying to also hold the bigger, larger breast. So you can always fold let's say a towel, a muslin cloth, something, and just put it underneath. So if breast is like this, you put a muslin cloth and it lifts it like that. Do you see the difference? And then that's staying in place, and all you have to do is now come round, hold in place, wait for baby's mouth to stay wide open, and you're going to shove baby on. Okay, once baby is on in this position, you can let go of the breast, and this is your free hand again. Remember, you are not holding the back of baby's head. You're always going to leave this place empty so that baby can do that and come off the breast when they're finished or when they're satisfied with feeding. Okay, now I'm going to try and show you the same positions with a much bigger baby, because it does, change when you've got a much bigger baby. Let's say this baby is about a 9.5 pound baby, so maybe just under 4 kilos, or maybe at 4 kilos baby. So is a much bigger baby. Now, sometimes you can find it quite difficult trying to breastfeed your much larger babies. It can help to have maybe your partner or whoever's there, a family member, to support you. The way that they're going to support you is by helping you to support baby's arms and moving their arms out of the way. Whether small or larger babies tend to do this with their hands when you're going to feed them. They will try and put their hands in their mouth, and they're going to be in the way. Now, as you are holding a baby like this, again, support the neck. This arm here is the baby's posterior arm. Please don't ever let this arm be up here, like this, okay? Don't let this arm be here, because this makes the baby, the position of baby really incorrect, and baby's so much further away from the breast, okay? So this hand, I know babies can do this. You want to try and put this hand down. Don't move it towards down here, trying to put it underneath your breast here. No, put it down so that it's over here. Baby's, the arm here is at the top. Sometimes they'll be touching you, or your partner or somebody else can hold this arm for you, or they can even hold the bottom arm as well for you. But either way, baby's arms needs to be out like this. Do you see this? They need to be like that, coming towards you. They cannot be like this, or this arm coming down here, trying to get it into their mouth. Always baby comes to you like this, okay? So you are going to support again from the back of the nape of the neck, which is down here, leaving this position of their head absolutely free. Don't even do something like this. You have women that are doing this. Again, this keeps a lot of pressure onto the baby, so baby will feel really forced. So please don't cover the back of baby's neck. Position your arms down here. This arm of baby stays at the bottom of the breast. You've got your boob here, and you're going to wait for baby's mouth to widen open, and you're going to shove the baby, okay? And I say shove, I mean shove, okay? Baby's going to be absolutely fine. It's going into a soft breast. It's not going to harm them. They're going to love it, and you're going to do yourself and your baby a massive favor by doing the most deepest shove. Because the deeper you shove, the more you're helping your baby to move your nipple to the roof of the mouth, which is the soft palate, okay? Baby's mouth from the hard to the soft is very, very, very close. So by doing a good shove, you're going to help the baby, you're going to help yourself and minimize pain for yourself. Okay, remember your nipple has never been sucked by a baby, or even if you've been tandem feeding or you were feeding a baby before, a newborn's baby's latch is very different to a 2-year-old baby's latch. Okay, it's much looser. So a baby's latch is much more heavy, is more stronger, and they mean business. It's going to hurt if you don't do it correctly. And do not be afraid to detach your baby and put baby back on. Okay, it's just going to keep the baby alert and make baby more keen to feed. All right, so again, you wait, tummy to tummy, hands away from the mouth, and you're going to wait for baby's mouth to open wide, and you're going to shove the baby on. Once you shove the baby on, the baby's nose is going to be pressing. Can you see this? So the nose is pressing. Please don't worry by going to do this with your breast to move it, because when you do this, this can move the latch of your nipple in baby's mouth. Okay, so instead of doing that, you're going to wait for baby to stop sucking really quickly. And once they start to suck slowly, you're going to do this. Put your arm down, squeeze the baby towards you like a belt, okay? And that motion is going to lift the baby's nose. Do you see that? So from this, you squeeze, it does that. Okay, and that leaves your nipple in the right position in the baby's mouth. Nothing is going to move, and you're going to keep this hand here. This support hand needs to stay where it is at all times, at least for the first few weeks of baby's life, because baby cannot control their necks. So if you were to let go, let me show you what happens when you let go of this hand. Some women will go and do this. They'll get a good, lovely latch. They'll squeeze the baby, nose is free now. They let go, they do this, and then they let go. Do you see what happens to the baby's head? The baby's head dropped. So first I was like this. I put arm here, I let go. Watch me let go, okay? Baby's head moves. So the head moves down. Position is going to be changed in the baby's mouth, and this is going to start to cause you pain. So if you are breastfeeding, the one way you're going to know that the position is changed is that your baby is going to go from sucking really softly to going back to sucking really fast, because they know it's moved. So they're going to try and move it back up again. And that's when they go really quick rhythmic sucks again. And you're going to be like, okay, it's all right, it's not that bad, to, okay, so. You know your baby's changed. Something has moved. If you go from it's okay to, please don't try to leave it like that. Don't be in pain and say baby's feeding. Your baby's not feeding very well. So they're doing a lot of effort, but not getting enough into them. So the baby risk potentially losing weight if this carries on for a longer period. Okay, so if you are in pain, please take the baby off. Detach the baby by putting a finger to the side of the breast on you and pushing towards you. Baby will detach. Or, like I said, you put your hand into the baby's side of the mouth and you move them off. Okay, don't pull away, because when you're pulling the baby off, baby's going to keep sucking your nipple. It's going to be very, very painful. You detach, you wait again, and then you wait wide mouth and you shove the baby on. Keep it in place with this hand. Now, the way you can support this, and especially for heavier babies and bigger babies, your wrist is going to be very, very tired if you're feeding solely breastfeeding, and babies are feeding every hour, every 2 hours, especially during the night. They're feeding constantly. The first 5 days of breastfeeding is the hardest part. Okay, first 24 hours, the day 2 is always the hardest, because most of the time by day 2, not counting the day baby was born, by day 2, you've now gone home. So there's different environment. There's no more sounds like the hospital. Your baby's going to be more thinking, oh, what is this environment? They're going to cry more. The sleep deprivation is now going to kick in for you, okay? You've possibly had 2 days of not resting because you've been contracting off and on, back and forth into hospital, again sent home. So you haven't slept that much. By the time you get home at day 2, you're now settled in your own bed, and yet now you're not getting any sleep. Baby's now thinking, oh, this is a new smell, new sounds. There's no more of this. There's no more of that. And they're going to be really alert on your day 2. So please, please, please get support. Don't invite people at home in the let's say like maybe the first 10 days. Don't have any people. That's my recommendation. Don't have guests that you need to entertain. Just people who are bringing you either food, coming to clean your house or something, because this is going to be very hard on you, okay? Whether it's your first baby or second or third. Sometimes even harder work when you have other children to look after who are maybe running around you or trying to get involved as well. So again, if you're in pain, please detach the baby and relatch the baby, okay? What that will do for you, taking baby, give you more confidence, and you're going to be much, much more happier. Another position that I would like to show you is the seated position. So in this position, is good for women who've had a cesarean section and they would like the baby to be away from the scar area. Okay, I'm going to show you with a bigger baby because it can probably show it more on the camera. Let me just adjust my tripod a little bit lower so you can see where baby is. Okay, so in this position is a seated position. Okay, this way baby is going to come round you at the front. Okay, again, you support the same position as this. All right, don't hold the back. Don't bring your arm around under baby's arm like this, nothing like that. Bring around the back and support. You will get a much better support if you do this. So baby is sat on your lap. Do you see this? Like this, you're supporting here, breast is here, and baby is opposite the breast, so completely in front. So face to face with the nipple and the breast, and you are holding baby like this. You're going to wait for baby's mouth to open wide, okay? Please don't rush this. If baby's mouth is going, opening and closing, the reason why you're going to shove quick is that when they open their mouth wide, it doesn't stay open wide for long. It's very quick. So your biggest challenge when you're trying to breastfeed the baby is if they do not open their mouth wide enough. I have to say that is the most biggest, challenge of you trying to breastfeed. The way you can help baby is that you try to get the largest, okay? So when baby's mouth opens, you wait, wide open, wide mouth, and you go shove. Really quickly, shove, okay? Baby's in, and then you can bring baby towards you more, and now move the head back. It tilts it back. So if baby's nose is in the breast, sorry, I hope you can see this, okay? If baby's nose is right in, by you bringing your free hand and pushing baby towards you, right, like this, it tilts the head back. And that's another reason why you do not hold the back of the baby's neck, the baby's head, sorry. So you hold down here, push baby closer to you, and then the nose is tilted backwards so that baby's not blocking their nose. Also, if your baby's in the breast trying to feed and you haven't moved them and their nose is completely blocked, they are going to want to come away from you. Okay, they're going to move themselves away because they cannot breathe. So they're not going to just stay there. So don't worry if you're really tired and you're thinking, oh my God, I can't do this. I don't know how to move. The baby will come off. So if baby's like this, nose is all completely blocked, they cannot eat and not breathe at the same time. Okay, so they will come away and then you have to reposition and then again, latch again. So please do not be afraid to take baby off or to do all these movements that I'm showing you. It will take some time for you to get used to doing all of this that I'm showing you. It will take some time and it's okay. Give yourself the time. This is a really good position for mums with a bigger baby, and sometimes for mums who are more experienced. Let's say maybe it's your second baby or your third baby. And as the more you have babies, they get bigger. So you feel more confident and comfortable doing the seated position. But it's a nice way of doing it. You can see the baby. If baby's falling asleep, you can play with the baby, touch their ears, touch their arms, blow on the baby's face and touch, and just try to keep this baby, as comfortable as possible and as awake as possible. And another thing that you can do to help open the baby's mouth wider is once they're on, you can try and insert your finger, your index finger, just underneath the baby's chin. So like here, and do this with the baby's chin. So you're going to pull the chin down just slightly, not too hard, okay? Just pull the chin down, and you're going to try, and that will help to open the baby's mouth wider so that they can get a better latch as well, and then less pain for you. The latch is very important. And to get the latch right, the position has to be right, okay? You have to position the baby properly. You can't position the baby in a wrong way and then expect it to latch well. And then if it's not latched well, number one, is not feeding well, and number two, you're going to be in pain. So if you are in pain, don't overlook it. Don't think, oh, baby's feeding. I know your love for your baby is going to make you persevere and carry on feeding through the pain, but just think baby is not getting the most effective supply. So take them off and reposition again, okay? I hope this really helps and you are getting some learning out of it. Right, so the other thing that I wanted to tell or to teach you about breastfeeding is if you are a first-time mom, second-time mom, your milk is going to come in around about it varies slightly. Some people will get theirs from maybe day 3 or day 4, but most people will get it from day 5, okay? So what I would recommend that will help you, natural thing that you can do to help you with the discomfort of the milk coming in, is to get yourself some cabbage leaves, okay? If you get cabbage leaves, this is going to be really, really good. So what you get is a green cabbage, a big green cabbage, the solid ones, okay? You get that, you chop the top off, and you're going to take off the leaves, and then you put that leaves inside the freezer, okay? Not in the fridge. You put it in the freezer. Once you put it in the freezer, let me bring this up. Sorry, trying to get the lighting a little bit better. Okay. So when you put it in the freezer, it's going to freeze and it's going to be really, really crunchy and frozen. What you're going to do then is to put it inside your bra, and then it's going to reduce it's going to give you a slight reduction in the production of the milk. It's going to curve your milk supply a little bit whilst it's there, but it's going to take away the heat, the warmth of the breast, and the pain that comes with milk coming in, on the day 5. It's very, very painful, and most women would take some sort of pain relief for it. A simple paracetamol is absolutely fine for you to take. It's not going to harm your baby if you are taking paracetamol for that. It's absolutely fine, and it will give you some comfort, and it will make you feel much, much better. So please use some cabbage leaves to help you with the pain. If you don't want to use even paracetamol, it will help you a lot, okay? Also, what you can do from the day 5, once you start to get the milk, you're going to have a lot more milk than your baby's going to drink, okay? So, and this is normal. It's absolutely normal. What you can do to help yourself is to express some of your milk, okay? You can use either an expressing machine or you can hand express, okay? I can make another live to show how to hand express, but just a quick guide. Oh, thank you so much, Megan. I'm glad this is informative for you. Thank you. So if you're going to hand express your milk, just get maybe a sterile feeding bottle or a sterile little feeding cups that you can sterilize into. And you're going to try, and when you want to express, you want to have the breast a little bit warm, okay? So get like a face towel, run it under a warm water, or a little bit hotter than warm, maybe 36.5 degrees temperature. Squeeze the water out, and you're going to put the face towel onto the breast. Just massage all around, massage, keep the breast warm. Or another way you can do this is in the shower. So if you go into a warm shower and just let the warm water run on you, and you're going to just hand express some out, okay? You're going to express enough to make you feel a little bit comfortable and not in so much pain. And then use your cabbage leaves. This will be really, really helpful. To hand express, you're just going to, again, warm it with the towel first, the warm towel, and then you're going to massage the breast, okay? So you make your hand like this, like a fist. Do you see this? And then you're going to use this side here to just massage all around, because you want to try and get the milk to flow in the milk ducts inside the breast to come forward, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to try and express, okay? When you're expressing your milk, please don't milk like this. Don't do this. This is going to leave you really, really sore and red, okay? All you need to do to express is come to the front with your hand like this, okay, like a C shape. You're going to press downwards about 4 or 5 seconds and let go, okay? Move your hand about and do again another position. Press, hold 5 seconds and let go. Come back, press, hold 5 seconds and let go. Press, hold 5 seconds and let go. So you're not doing this movement. You're not doing that, okay? You want to press, and because if you are pressing firmly enough, the milk will naturally just come out. Have something to collect. If you have a machine that is going to express for you, please, you can use it, but don't overdo expressing. Remember, the more you express, the more milk you make. So if you are only doing breastfeeding, it's important that you don't overdo expressing, because if you are expressing your milk and also your baby's also feeding, your body's going to think, well, is there 2 babies? Do I need to make more? Your body's just going to keep producing. And then you're going to be in a loop where you have to express to feel comfortable, and you express too much and your body makes more because it's like, oh, baby's drank all of this already, let's make more, okay? And you're going to be in this loop where you have to keep doing it. Now, the worst case scenario of milk being expressed and production being so high, and then at some point you not, taking out the supply, is an infection called mastitis, okay? We do not want that to happen. Mastitis is very, very painful. It means that your milk ducts, it could be a section of the breast and the milk ducts in the breast has blocked, or it could be just one particular spot that's blocked and is very, very sore. Mastitis, a true mastitis, will probably give you some really, really heavy feverish kind of symptoms. You're going to have red around the breast, whichever side that's blocked, it will be red, okay? And you are going to feel like you do not want to feed the baby, okay? It's the last thing you want to do, but yet the most effective way of treating mastitis, of course, you need to get antibiotics and some, some sort of medical help to help with that. But the best way to help is to try and milk and empty the blocked ducts. To do this, you need the baby to suck, okay? Babies can extract double what you can pump in the same amount of time. So your baby's the best at extracting the milk from your breast. But if you do have redness, or if you're, watching this now and you feel like, oh, I think I have some redness, could that be mastitis? Or I feel a bit feverish, or I don't have any fever, but there is a red bit, it really hurts when I touch. It could be that you have mastitis. Please get it checked out, okay? Please get it looked at. And what you can also do to help is get yourself a warm flannel, put it in the area. Let's say you have mastitis on this side of your breast, okay, or any side, doesn't matter. But let's say it's on this side, and you want to try and extract the milk, particularly on the side that's red. What you do is, let me show you again with the baby. So let's say baby's latched on and you have this redness area here. What you can do is to make sure you put a warm flannel right here, okay? You leave it there and you support it. So when baby's drinking, the milk will be pressed here so that it will extract the ducts that are blocked. Okay, it will be the much nicest and easiest way to do it. So just put warm compress and hold baby there. Another thing that you can do is that if it's near the armpit area, you can use the rugby hold, okay, to feed the baby. So therefore, baby is also putting some pressure in the area and feeding at the same time, okay? And this will be helping you, so you don't have to do 2 things at the same time where you're holding a flannel and also babies having to be held as well for feeds. So please, if you have mastitis or you are concerned or you think you may have, see either your midwife if you're in the UK, or see your GP if you've already gone past the time where midwives can see you. and get them to diagnose it. Okay. Most areas will have some sort of breastfeeding support line that you can call for them to give you advice and to give you some support with regarding to mastitis. But of course, if you are true that you have that, again, follow the instructions on how to solve it, and it will definitely improve, and you can go back to feeding your baby as normal. If you have mastitis, you don't have to pump your milk and throw it away, or pump and feed baby through pumping only. You can still latch your baby on the breast. You can still feed your baby on the breast. It just might be a bit more sore or a bit more uncomfortable, and you just have to persevere through it. But definitely baby sucking will be the best bet to do it. If you're going to express your milk, there are two things that you need to know. Please don't express more than 15 minutes at a time. Okay, so if you're pumping, you're feeding, you're pumping 15 minutes on one side, another 15 minutes on the other side. That's it. Maximum maybe 20 minutes. Okay. Try to pump maybe every 3 hours, or try and mimic what baby would do. So if your baby's feeding every 2.5 hours and you feel like, oh, I'm a bit full, you can pump. The key aspect of pumping is also that you have to make sure that baby's fed first. So you put the baby to your breast first. Baby's going to feed for anywhere between 5 minutes to 20 to 40, 30 minutes. And then you're going to pump. So once baby's fed, that's when you pump. After baby's fed, you should pump if you want to pump your milk. You don't have to pump your milk, but this is something, it'll be individualized. I can't say who's going to need to pump or who isn't. If you need a support, please do get in touch again with your midwives, and they'll be able to advise and give you a tailored plan of action to support your personal situation. All right. So yeah, so if you have any questions, I will post this onto my channel, so you can come back and watch it again if you need to. I hope this information was really helpful and you've learned a thing or two, or if you're about to have a baby, is giving you a little bit of an insight to what is to come. Try to get yourself into a class or some sort of online videos, or something like this will help you to have a little bit of a heads up of what to expect. It is very challenging when you're breastfeeding. It's not for everybody. And if you get to a point where you feel like, I can't do it anymore, or you find it so difficult, your baby's finding it challenging, and it's easier to either mix feed or switch to a formula feed, then please do whatever is important and what pleases you and your family. Okay. It's very, very important as well that you check your mental health when you're doing all of these things. Of course, we can recommend and say, do this, do that. It's great for your baby and all of that. We are just here to support you. What you decide is what we will support you with in the end. It's your baby, it's your life. And make sure that you don't let anybody make you feel any less, any type of way that makes you feel uncomfortable, or make you feel any less because you don't want to breastfeed or you're not able to breastfeed. It's affecting your mental health. Please make sure that it's not affecting, because you trying to do everything to breastfeed, if it's not working out, or putting yourself into some sort of a guilty mindset or anything like that, is going to affect you bonding with your baby. Your baby is going to stay baby for a very short time. So they grow up very quick. Enjoy the time with your newborn. Do what works for you the most. Don't compare yourself to other people. Every baby is different. You are different, and therefore your experience is always going to be different. It doesn't make it any different, as in like is worse or better than somebody else, or it's just your experience. The next person is their experience, and everyone's experience is valid and respected, and it should be respected. So whatever you decide to do, please just take it to yourself, own it, be proud of yourself, and do what works for you the most. Okay. If you do have any questions, please leave it down and I'll be happy to come back and check and answer them for you as well. I've got an email address on my About Me page if you want to send me an email, or if you want me to do any different type of videos, then please do let me know. I'm aiming to do more of these type of videos, or a pre-recorded, or maybe even a live, to show you how to do different things. And if there is anything that you would like to know or you would like me to demonstrate, then please do leave me a comment down and I'll be more than happy to make a video or come live and show you. I hope you've enjoyed this live. I have certainly enjoyed it. I was a bit nervous coming to do it, but the nerves went really quickly as I love this job so much. And I love educating people and I love making sure that they know what they're doing for themselves and for their babies. So definitely I'll be doing more of this. I haven't got quite how often I'll be doing it or anything like that, but I will definitely be making more videos and more demonstrational, because I love to teach and I like showing women in my clinics and, you know, at work, and this is quite beneficial. I think what I'm going to do next is talking or giving either, I'm not sure if it's going to be a live or a video, but I would like to make a video or a live regarding how you can, you know, your partner can support you during the labor, because I think, you know, women get a lot of information, but men sometimes are a little bit left out, especially what to do and how they can help in your labor room. So I think I'll be doing a video or live about it. Please do subscribe if you've enjoyed this, or if you're here and you've even watched just a little bit, but you like to see more and you want to find out more, then please do subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it and it will motivate me to do more content. So I'm going to end the live here. Thank you to everybody that joined, and thank you for your comments. Yeah, I'll see you again in the next one, whether a video or a live stream. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening and take care. Bye-bye. Such a good job.